Hello there. The control grid endgame is approaching as Labour MPs clamour for a UK digital ID system to be put in place to control illegal immigration. The digital ID kite is flying once again, with over 40 Labour MPs calling for the introduction of such a scheme to deal with illegal immigration and improve our interaction with public services such as the NHS. Just listen to them pushing those worrying topical buttons. With a digital ID we can stop the rubber boats. With a digital ID you'll get a GP appointment the day you want it, we will all be told. And no one will be able to work or access public services without a digital ID, they will say. Forgetting that every single illegal immigrant found in this country will be placed on the digital ID system once detected. They have to be for tracking purposes. But it won't be used to stop or deport illegals or help us get better public services, of course. It will be used in conjunction with a new national digital currency to squash dissent using social credit scores. Squashing dissent to open borders and squashing dissent to any of the numerous medical interventions you will be required to accept. And dissent leads to withdrawal of privileges. Privileges like travel and even food. The establishment wants helpless drones, not free-thinking sentient human beings. It will be used to automatically control what access you are allowed and under what conditions. And as we still won't be able to deport the majority of illegals, they will be de facto naturalised into society with a new digital ID and given all the help they need to survive via money or a job. Their illegal work will be made legal. And all this will probably create more of a magnet than a deterrent. At which time we will find out the real huge scale of the problem, but be unable to do anything about it because we're all hemmed up in our 15-minute smart city neighbourhoods, having had our cars stripped from us. You'd think those Labour MPs had been put up to this so as to test public opinion on this Orwellian Tony Blair Matrix proposal from decades ago. Will the establishment get the green light for this proposal this time without having to bother with a pesky referendum? The proposal to digitise everyone. Everyone will have their own barcode to be shown whenever required to get on with their lives until we shuffle off this mortal coil. So everyone can be tracked from cradle to grave. For their own good, of course. In order to shape them seamlessly into model citizens through constant control nudges throughout their lives. Most of it driven by the fear, even terror, that someone somewhere was watching their every move, ready to punish them for a single wrong move. From those interactions in the playground, to how much you walk every day, to what you eat and what you drink, and ultimately to what you think. Soon after which comes the talk of the National Central Bank Digital Currency, the CBDC, that will create a parallel tokenised version of reality for financial stability to maintain our trust in money. Except that the digital tokenised world will be where the legal power over your reality lies. And it starts out with benign, reassuring soft talk about how they will keep you healthy and safe. How digital IDs and a CBDC will eradicate crime and the rubber boats. How it can monitor you to keep you safe from illness, disease and crime. And all you have to do is give up a little of your freedom, you will be told. Things like your freedom to anonymity. Your freedom to go where you will, your freedom to buy and sell what you will, your freedom to choose, your freedom to eat and drink what you want. And it's only a small sacrifice to have that chip in your hand or in your head. But once in place, this system will morph very quickly into a system that always prioritises the collective over the individual. The only right the individual will have is the right to serve the collective. And to make that work, there will need to be an extremely powerful elite that calls all the shots, to decide who succeeds and who fails. So the individual will end up existing to serve this elite. And that is the establishment's ultimate aim. All built on the Chinese system of 500 smart cities and their residency identity cards. This is from the Gatestone Institute. In reality, the purpose of the smart city, as seen by its widespread use in China, has little to do with improving quality of life. Instead, it is overwhelmingly about state surveillance, followed by total monitoring and control of the inhabitants and the uninhibited extraction of their data for its system of social credits. And digital ID and government-controlled CBDCs are the backbone of such a system. The Gatestone Institute goes on to say, in China, smart cities have been purposely developed into terrifying, tyrannical nightmares. In many cities, including Shanghai and Hangzhou, every district has a data hub, known as a so-called city brain, that monitors and stores unbelievable amounts of information about all citizens. The data is gathered by millions and millions of surveillance cameras with facial recognition technology aided by artificial intelligence. They all feed in the smallest details, such as whether a construction worker is wearing his helmet on the job, wrongful disposal of garbage, and other minute offences. Police patrols access the monitoring systems through a mobile app to enable them to act immediately against any offences of the law. Is that what we want? Because that, it seems, is what our political masters want. Remember, Keir Starmer is a great admirer of the World Economic Forum, and the Gatestone Institute says that the WEF founder, Klaus Schwab, appears to be a great admirer of the Chinese Communist state, which he praised in 2022 as a model to emulate. Going on to say that Schwab has made it clear that he and his political and business cohorts have a grim, all-encompassing grip in store for the free world. Total surveillance. Total control. Total control where the state can mete out its punishment so easily because of the social controls it has in place. As the Gatestone Institute goes on to say, offences lead a citizen to receive a low social credit score, which in turn can lead to blacklisting from travelling on aeroplanes and high-speed trains, a ban on leaving the country, denial of access to services, and even being barred from renting an apartment. This is the Chinese system which Schwab so openly admires. And the UK starting point towards this overbearing control will be a digital ID system, followed by a UK CBDC, or the digital pound, or Bitcoin as it's been dubbed. Our digital future, as envisaged by our global political masters, will not be a pleasant place to live. Unless, of course, you are one of the chosen few elite that govern the rest. Everyone else will be subjected to small, drab existences. Reread George Orwell's 1984 for a glimpse of it. Finally, please like, subscribe and comment below, and a big shout out to our Patreon supporters. And thank you for watching.